No more trauma. Who is this for? The professional seeking freedom and transformation. That professional individual who understands that they must look inward, but they're committed to doing the work. Let's take a deep dive. Trauma is an event or a series of events that are distressing and disturbing, overwhelming, that cause psychological and emotional harm. The type of harm that overwhelms a person's ability to cope and makes a negative impact on their quality of life. Trauma, trauma bonds linked by anger, pride, fear, guilt, insecurities, shame, sadness, low self esteem, regret, mean spiritedness, self sabotaging ways, a lack of self control. Do any of these characteristics or emotions sound familiar? Let's talk about the devastating costs of trauma and trauma bonds that hold us in shackles, that hold us in chains. Some of the before mentioned attributes can cost you relationships, especially romantic, loving relationships, marriages, situations where you are dating. Trauma caused barriers to intimacy, barriers to trust, to creating authentic connections. Do you know anyone who has had relationships that have suffered because of a lack of communication, dysfunctional character defects that prevent you from showing up fully and receiving love and giving love completely? The cost of trauma can be devastating as it pertains to family. What's more important than the love and the support from family? That's how it's supposed to be. But unresolved trauma perpetuates cycles through generations that affect how you relate to parents, siblings, children, your career. How many people have had promotions sabotaged because of not being able to fall into alignment with coworkers, not being able to be a productive team player, having issues with higher ups, with your bosses, your supervisors, your managers, issues with friends, sabotaging relationships because friendships require vulnerability and transparency and trust. These are the qualities that are ripped from a person and make it difficult to access and maintain when you're dealing with trauma. Listen, the costs of trauma can be devastating to a person's personal life and business life. So, what happens if we don't address trauma? If nothing changes, if trauma goes unresolved, it doesn't fade away. Trauma bonds don't just evaporate, instead, they compound, they attract more trauma. Trauma manifests in increasingly severe ways, impacting every aspect of your life. If trauma goes unresolved, you find yourself with chronic sickness, physical illness, psychological issues leading from depression to anxiety, the weight of carrying unresolved pain, chronic fatigue, energy levels. Nothing's worse than having your health impacted by the emotional suppression of trauma, the level of drain that you feel on your energy and your vitality. when trauma goes unresolved. Let's talk about 5 signs you are dealing with trauma. Number 1, erratic reactions versus responding with poise. Hey, very simply put, do you want to be controlled by external triggers that have you reacting with some of those before mentioned characteristics? Or do you want to respond with poise? See, reacting can be emotional immaturity, so to speak. But one that can take a moment and respond with poise is the highest level of social maturity and emotional intelligence. Very, very, very serious dynamic. Overreacting or reacting with low vibrational negative emotions can cost you everything as it pertains to relationships, business advancements, a lack of comprehension and understanding and assessing situations. Number 2, rage. How about rageful anger, explosive outburst, right? Rage serves as armor, as a protective mechanism when it's coming from trauma, keeping others at a distance, right? Rageful anger comes from unprocessed pain points because beneath the anger lies deep hurt and fear and powerlessness that has never been safely expressed. See, rageful anger isn't about the present moment. It's accumulated pain from past events seeking release. Number 3, shame or guilt. And shame and guilt become constant companions for someone dealing with excessive, trauma. The shame becomes a lens through which you view yourself and your place in the world, often from a victimization complex stemming from experiences in your youth and your adolescence. Low self-esteem, number 4, self-sabotaging mechanisms, which undermine your success. Low self-esteem, provoking negative self-talk. Sabotaging mechanisms, finding yourself rejecting opportunities, not believing that you are worthy of advancement. You ever hear someone say, "This is too good to be true"? Following that statement is a series of sabotaging mechanisms to get you back to that reality opposite of the success that you are seeking. Number 5, the inability to express healthy emotions. Someone shackled who has not broken the chains of trauma struggle to identify, process, and communicate their feelings constructively. The inability to evoke healthy emotions is the burden of unprocessed trauma. It prevents you from creating healthy relationships. The suppression of emotions manifests throughout the mind and the body. See, here's the harsh reality, champions. Personal freedom of expression, success, loving relationships, fulfilling relationships, even success in your career, these levels of fulfillment and happiness are just not possible when you're dealing with unresolved trauma. This is the harsh reality. The patterns of letdown, the cycle of disappointment, the lack of happiness as it pertains to your goals and dreams, all stem from unresolved trauma. Having your dreams go deferred. See, every day that trauma remains unaddressed is another day your authentic self remains hidden. Your dreams, your aspirations, your deepest desires wait in the shadows, unable to manifest while you are bound by past pain. Dreams deferred. We must break the chains, ladies and gentlemen. See, breaking the chains takes courage. It takes a self-assessment, awareness, where you can recognize when you're being triggered and pause before reacting. A deep level of understanding where you can learn to identify the root and the cause of these triggers. The root and the cause of the unmet need beneath the triggers. Awareness, understanding, then the healing begins, where you can process and rewrite the stories. And all you need is the support and the compassionate guidance, where you can integrate this new awareness and develop new healthy responses that serve you and your highest good. Break the chains today so you can look in the mirror and see the best version of yourself. See, the payoff to becoming aware of trauma bonds and processing trauma and breaking the chains, the payoff is freedom. Guilt, shame, anger, jealousy, mistrust, being irritable. They are all the emotional reactions from unprocessed, suppressed trauma. See, the payoff is freedom. How important is freedom to you? The Genesis program has helped people all over the world break free from trauma bonds. Our expert guidance, our compassionate support, our proven systems, our modules, our methodologies can help. And I believe every person seeking breakthrough needs a system and support and mentorship that understands the complexity of trauma, that understands the path of transformation. You need a system. You need someone who sees not just your potential, but understands your destiny. A little insight on my background, champions. Again, my name is Coach Clavon Damu. I'll tell you, it all started for me as a child, growing up with an amazing mother that taught me I could do anything and be anything I put my mind to, as long as I put God first. And she taught me early about principles of integrity. Keep your word. Say what you mean what you say. Treat people good. Not how you want to be treated, but treat people how they want to be treated. Guidance from a healed, very wholesome, loving foundation. I grew up in a mom and pop health food store. I became a certified health consultant as a young man, and understanding the mind-body connection, I believe that's where the seeds of empathy and compassion were born. Growing up in that health food store, helping people conquer dis-ease situations and learning about holistic health. lifestyle, disease prevention in the community day by day. Again, assisting people who needed help in the transformation of sickness to health was a beautiful experience. You know, in my 20s, I became an international sales team leader in the direct sales industry, building leadership groups on multiple continents around the world. Sales teams, if you will, teaching people about personal growth and development, leadership, working with Fortune 100 companies as a trusted advisor, companies like Halliburton and Amazon, teaching emotional intelligence and how to deal with conflict and confrontation, personal growth and development, goal accomplishment. These experiences put me in the trenches, boots on the ground with individuals, top leaders, supervisors, managers, upper echelons of corporations that needed to master personal growth and development, again, leadership, and most importantly, emotional intelligence. And as the founder and CEO of First Dynasty Global and the Genesis program, we've created systems for lasting change. So I'm very excited to make a very bold promise. The Genesis program is designed to support breakthrough, taking off the mask, breaking all the chains of stagnation, breaking all trauma bonds to experience true freedom. We have a comprehensive approach that addresses trauma at the roots, and we don't stop there, giving you social skills to have you be a leader amongst the masses and increase your value to attract all that you dream and desire. Proven methodologies, evidence-based techniques combined with compassionate, personalized, hands-on guidance that will provide you sustainable results. Build new patterns, new skills that will serve you not temporarily, but for a lifetime. So your journey to freedom begins now with recognition, action, and transformation. But it starts with a decision, my friends. So here's the next step. I want you to scan this barcode or click the link here to book a complimentary consultation, my free gift to that champion that is ready to rise like a phoenix and make the next year of your life the best year of your life. See, champions, new year, new you. I once had a mentor tell me, Clavon, you need to earn $1 million. Not because of the money and what you can experience with the money, but because of the man you must become to attract and earn $1 million. I thought that was very profound. I invite you to take this journey. Genesis means new beginning. But for there to be a new beginning, something must end. A wise man once said, when you are born, you look like your parents. But when you die, you look like your decisions. Make a decision to win, champions. Schedule a call with me. Have the courage to take action. And let's make history together. Thank you for joining me on this conversation. And I will see you guys not at the top, but over the top. Thank you.